I'll start over. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you this afternoon. It's indeed an honor to be here before you. As I look out, I see a few familiar faces. Most notably is my wife of 31 years, Paula, who's in the back. And most of you probably know her better than you know me. So I thought since I'm new to this political game, I would take a few minutes and tell you a little bit about myself, give you a little bit of background on what makes me tick and what motivates me and has for the last number of years. I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, attended public school, and then followed my big brother Brett to the University of Buffalo. But unlike my big brother, I didn't stay. After my freshman year, I transferred to the College of Charleston. I was looking for something different, and certainly relocating from Buffalo to Charleston, South Carolina was quite a different experience. I graduated cum laude with a degree in economics with a minor concentration in political science, but most importantly, while at the College of Charleston, I met my wife, Paula. My initial plan was to stay in Charleston, but unfortunately, after graduation, I learned that my father was terminally ill, and I had to return to Buffalo to help my mother and younger brother care for him. He passed away about a month after I returned, and that experience taught me a very valuable lesson, one that I've never forgotten. I learned just how short life can be, and if you have a dream that you want to pursue and an opportunity that comes your way, you need to take advantage of it because you may not get a second chance. So I decided to pursue my passion for aviation, and I joined the Air Force. I attended officer training school, then initial navigator training to become a KC-135 navigator. I spent 6 fantastic years in the Air Force, completed a master's degree in systems management from the University of Southern California, that's the other USC, and obtained the rank of captain. After separating from the Air Force, Paul and I were determined to return to South Carolina, and we ended up in Charleston, where I went to work for a defense contractor, managing initially an Air Force program and eventually working on design and manufacturing projects for the Army, the Marine Corps, and the Navy. I then spent some time as a manufacturing consultant with the Department of Defense until one day a friend told me about a group of Charleston investors who were looking for someone to lead a development project. And that sounded interesting to me, so I applied my lesson that I learned earlier and launched an engineering design company specifically to develop an innovative hospital bed to help bedbound patients. This endeavor eventually took Paula and I to Greenville. And then at the end of 1998, another opportunity came my way, and I took over B&S Machine Tool here in Aiken from the retiring owner, relocated the family here, and have led that company ever since. Owning B&S Machine Tool has allowed me to be home virtually every night for the last 17 years, to be actively involved in my children's education and lives, and I had the opportunity to serve as a Cub Scout den leader, a T-ball, baseball, and soccer coach. Paul and I have raised our 2 boys here in Aiken. The oldest graduated from USC in Columbia a few years ago and is working and successful in DC, so mission accomplished with the first one. And now son number 2 is graduating from Aiken High in June, and then like his big brother, he's heading off to USC in Columbia. So far so good with number 2, a little bit more work to be done, but until we can declare that project complete. In addition to building my company and my kids, I have been active with the Greater Aiken Chamber of Commerce for quite some time, serving on the board of directors since 2009, on the executive committee since 2011, and I had the great honor of leading that organization of 1,000 members as the board chair last year. The first question I always get from folks when they hear that I'm running for office is why? Well, the extremely short, maybe not so politically correct response to that is because Don Wells is not. You see, I've been interested in politics my entire life. I was a member of the Young Republicans while at the College of Charleston, and always thought that maybe someday the opportunity would present itself to seek public office. Well, that opportunity was created when Don Wells made his announcement not to seek re-election. So in keeping with that lesson I learned nearly 3 decades ago, I decided to seek the Republican nomination for House District 81. There's no better time than now. because I believe that my education and experience as a veteran, a business owner, an inventor, an entrepreneur, and father makes me uniquely qualified to do good work for the people of District 81 and the state of South Carolina. I believe we need someone who will bring a conservative, pragmatic, business-like approach to problem solving with an emphasis on efficient state government, fiscal responsibility, rebuilding our infrastructure, lowering our state's personal and corporate income taxes, cutting harmful regulation, advocating for small business, and supporting local and state law enforcement. I want to take the knowledge and experience that I've gained and acquired over the last 30 years to Columbia to fix our roads, improve our educational system, balance our books, make wise and thoughtful decisions with your money, and create a business-friendly environment that will enable our region and our state to compete and win the next Bridgestone, BMW, Volvo, or Boeing, and the jobs that they bring with them. Because, folks, it's all about the jobs. And to fill those jobs, we need a workforce with the training and education. Our secondary school and technical systems need to focus on preparing our young people for the high-skilled technical jobs of today's economy. We can do a lot right, but if we don't have a vibrant, growing economy that is creating high-quality jobs and a workforce trained for those jobs, we won't be successful. And if our state's leaders are not successful in creating jobs and growing our economy, you folks will not be successful. I understand the real estate market has been a little tough since 2008. My wife Paula is a mortgage loan officer, so I've experienced that firsthand at home. But in the last few years, it appears as though the economy and the real estate market is getting a little bit stronger. Housing sales are up, prices are up, inventory is shrinking a bit, and days on market has also been reduced this year since last year. So, as a numbers guy like me, that looks pretty good. The question you have before you today is which one of the four candidates running for House District 81 is best qualified to keep our economy and our state moving forward? I believe that person is me. When I first received the invitation to today's event, we were instructed to talk about our vision for South Carolina. And I've been thinking about that ever since. What do I want South Carolina to be like in the future? How would I measure my success if I had the opportunity to serve as a House District 81 representative? And I think I have an answer. In the last few weeks, Paula and I have been out canvassing the district, introducing me to potential voters and trying to get a better understanding of what is important to the people I hope to represent. In one well-maintained, pleasant, and secure neighborhood comprised mainly of retirees, Paul and I knocked on about 60 doors. 2 minutes, okay? And with only one or two exceptions, we were pleasantly surprised that the people had no complaints. They were happy. They liked where they lived. They apparently had the income and health to pursue their activities that they enjoyed. They felt safe and secure in their neighborhood and seemed to feel good about their future. Now, when I think about a vision for our future and search for a metric to gauge my success as a representative of House District 81, maybe we can take all the details and all the issues that affect us in our daily lives and boil them down to one simple goal. Maybe the answer is as simple as creating more content, happy people. Wouldn't it be great if more of our neighborhoods, towns, and cities were full of folks who were secure and safe in their homes, had financial stability, and were optimistic about their future? I think so. And we do that by growing our economy and attracting high-paying, sustainable jobs, by creating a business-friendly regulatory and tax system that encourages entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams, by supporting law enforcement with the proper equipment and training so that they can keep themselves and our neighborhoods safe, by investing in our infrastructure to ensure that our roads and bridges and facilities will support our growing economy, by making sure our secondary and technical school systems are providing the training and skills necessary to fill the jobs of tomorrow, and by making sure that your elected officials are accountable to you. It may sound easy. I know it's not. But I sure would like the opportunity to take my education and 3 decades of successful professional experience to Columbia to work hard to make it happen. And with your support and your vote on June 14th, I can do just that. Thank you.
Surprise question.
Okay, you want to read it?
Do you believe South Carolina homeowners pay too much in homeowners insurance?
I think actually on the questionnaire I had undecided on that, to be honest with you, because my perception is that our rates are not too high, but it is a regional issue, both within the country and within the state. I think if you talk to folks down in Charleston and along the coast, that their rates are way too high for all the natural reasons that you're agreeing with me on that? Yeah, no, okay, sorry. So I think probably, as far as I'm concerned, my rates, compared to what I've seen in other parts of the country, are good for me in Aiken. Like I said, folks in other parts of the state may disagree with that decision. But I actually did try to do some comparative analysis and study via the internet and wasn't able to really find where the state fit relative to other parts of the country. So that's why I answered undecided on that particular question. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.